Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Coach Amo here, back with another video. Today I'm going to teach you how to counter aggressive teams and players and how to counter passive teams and players. Specifically, we're going to look at the T side today and what you can do in order to dominate both of these types of playing, and that way that you're also adaptable and able to shift the way you play based on how your opponents are playing, so that we can dominate and push higher and higher, and maybe I'll see you in the server one day. Before we get into that, I do have to give you a message before we play the video. Thank you to the sponsor of today's video, Skins Monkey. They are one of the greatest and easiest to use CS2 trading sites out there. You can swap out the skins you do not like for brand new ones that are so much more fresh. Even skins that are trade locked can be secured by adding them to your backpack. The greatest thing about the site is that you can buy skins for so much cheaper with a 35% deposit bonus when you use my code COJO. Make sure to check out the freebie section where you can get a free skin just by completing tasks. On top of the bonuses, you also get a $5 bonus when clicking the link in the description. All right, so first, I think we should talk about how we counter aggressive players, specifically when we're on T side and we're playing aggressive CT side, right? So what does that mean? It means, say we're playing a map like Mirage, the CTs are doing everything they can to push up middle here, get into aggressive spots and just push the map, right? Middle, they're pushing through. B-Ops, maybe they're throwing aggressive utility and trying to get through here to take this early spot. And you can recognize when people are playing aggressively when you're getting flanked a lot, when people are double pushing through certain sides of the map and just trying to take space, right? They're always trying to take space and they're not playing back, right? That's an aggressive CT player. That's what they're gonna do, right? Honestly, this is the harder of the two to actually deal with, because when CTs are playing aggressively, what's gonna happen if you're not playing how you should be is, like I said, they're gonna take a lot of space and it's gonna shrink the map down. Now my face cam is blocking the radar, but essentially they're gonna cut off a portion on the map and make it really easy for themselves to win the round and win the game, right? But we can use this to our advantage using a few little tips and positioning advice, right? So one thing in a game that I do when I see that a team is playing aggressively is I try out a few things. The first thing I try to do is I recognize where they're trying to fight for, and I try to dominate them on that, right? I use this strategy when I think that I am better, or the team that I'm with is better than the other team we're playing, right? So say we're playing a bunch of noobs on Mirage, right? And they're jumping out window, they're trying to get out here, and I'm just like, dude, well, I think I am the better team in this game. What I'll end up doing is I'll have my teammates throw a top mid smoke and then also a window smoke, right? We'll smoke off these 2 points, throw so many flashes out mid. Flashes are your best friends against aggressive players, right? We're throwing so many flashes out mid, a flash behind, someone's throwing a flash behind box, someone's throwing a flash in valley, maybe someone's throwing a window flash right here to blind the window player as he's jumping out. We're throwing all this utility. We're mollying connector behind the smoke as we're coming out here. Bad molly, don't throw that one. But we're mollying connector, making it so hard for them to take any space. While we're doing that, like I said, we're having flashes coming out and we're peeking behind everywhere, right? And we're combating this aggressive mid with utility and like all of it, right? Flashes, smokes, just everything. We're trying to out utility, outnumber them, right? At the end of the day, the CTs can only put so many people towards one side of the map, right? So if we can use our utility and flood out with 3-4 guys, it's a great fight for us, right? So the first tip against aggressive players is to stop that control at the point that it's coming in, right? Now, one way I like to counter people when maybe we can't do that, maybe they're just better than us and we're trying to combat their heavy mid control and it's just not working. One thing that we can do is come towards the A side of the map, say, and as they're fighting mid, we hear all the utility, we know that they're heavy fighting, we walk out A as 3 ramp and maybe 1 palace, or just heavy numbers here, right? Now, because what are they doing? The other team is jumping out mid, they're heavy fighting here. And one thing that actually gets me in a pug, because I play aggressive CT side with my guys in our pugs, right? And one thing that gets us is when players start to walk out A and get these timings where they just get up here on Tetris and try to duel the one guy alone on A. Good players are going to start jump spotting, and we'll get into that with the passive, but they try to duel the weak side of the map, right? So if they're fighting heavy mid, they walk out A. Say a team is playing aggressively through A side of the map, well then we take mid and B, right? Recognize where the CTs are trying to push up, where they're aggressing, and go out the other side of the map, and then guess what you can do, right? If you know the utility, right, we can come here and smoke top connector, right? We're gonna smoke top connector off, we're gonna flash out, we're gonna do our thing, molly jungle, and boom, now we have A site, and now their aggression was for nothing because they have to retake now. They have to retake. A little bonus tip is when you're playing an aggressive team and the rounds are going towards the late round, one thing that you can do to really annoy the players is, say like late round, you're trying to go out A, there's like 30 seconds left, you're throwing an exec or something, just sit back here and check the flank every once in a while. Come back through here, you help your teammates out, do your thing, check the flank, right? Always check the flank, because aggressive players are going to get so frustrated when someone's just looking behind them. Maybe your teammates are at A site and you're just literally sitting. Maybe don't be exposed, Paul. Maybe you're literally just sitting here on the retake, holding this angle. Boom, dead as soon as he comes in. It's so frustrating, right? But yeah, those are the two strategies. Heavy fight where they're contesting and really just dominate that fight with utility and numbers, or understand where they're trying to take and go to the wide open site. Obviously it's going to be hard in the game to recognize, like, oh, they're going to stack here or do this, but it's really easy. And then another bonus tip that you can do, grab ops. Have your upper post on the angle you think they're going to run through. If the B players are grassing every single round, have 2 or 3 riflers go out mid and have your upper post here. Boom, easiest kill of his life, right? Kill him, have a guy underpass, rifler running through, have guys in mid taking mid space. Oppers just post here. Easiest kill he'll ever find. That's easy, right? Now let's talk about how you counter passive play styles. This one is much easier in my opinion, especially when you are the better team. It's so easy to beat passive players. You know, what makes the passive players, people that are just going to sit back here the whole round, they're playing out of the sites. Like, they're playing pretty much out of the sites, and they're not pushing anything, right? They're not pushing anything. A lot of times these people save utility. This is so easy, guys, because you can just dominate the map control, right? We can instantly off the rip throw window smoke. We can instantly off the rip, like, throw nades and just take the space with it. When you are playing passive players, throw limited utility. I'm talking 1 smoke, maybe 1 flash, and take that early space, right? And why do I say that, right? When we were playing aggressive players, I told you to dump your utility to get that control and to win the fight. Passive players, they're going to hang on to their stuff and use it for late rounds, so you have to as well. So I'm talking 1 window smoke's all you need, 1 flash, maybe a molly for con. You get out here and save your utility to push them back even farther, right? Save your utility for the late round. You're going to need it, because when you're coming up A site and they're playing retake constantly and playing back here, all it takes is 1 smoke to smoke off CT, maybe throw the good one up here. But you know, all you got to do is smoke off the choke points that are really deep and force them to play retake, right? They're going to give you all the space, so take it, truly take it. If you're playing a passive team and you are playing passive as well, the CTs should always beat you if both teams are playing passive, right? It's just how it works, right? You've got to plant the bomb. There's a minute 30 on the clock. If you're one making the mistake of dumping util early, throwing molly, flashing out mid, using all this util, they're just sitting there laughing because they don't care. They're giving you the space and you're dumping your whole entire belt to take it, right? Against these type of teams too, it also is like very effective to pack together. Against an aggressive team, it's good to kind of like split up a bit to gauge where they're pushing, and you can like walk out the other side of the map, right? You can do like a 2-1-2, have 1 guy mid, 2 guys towards A and 2 guys B, and then walk out the side of the map that they're stacked on. Against a passive team, it can be so good to just group and go to a site, because guess what? They're playing passively already. If you just group out and take the site, you're gonna force them to play retake. Nobody ever wants to play retake for the most part, so you can force them out. Literally use it 1 smoke, right? Like if you're gonna 4-man walk out A, or maybe even 5-man walk out A. Oh yep, he's jump spotting ticket. Learn utility, like learn this molly to molly ticket off. Push him back. Like I showed you that top con smoke, you can throw that same thing on this situation. Smoke off top con, molly deep jungle, and boom, you can plant the bomb and force them to play retake, right? Yeah, guys, whatever. Force them to play retake and get into good post plants against them. Save your util for retake and you'll never lose to a passive team, really. The biggest mistake against a passive team is when, one, people just start walking out, right? When they're playing passive, maybe there's an opera CT or something, and one person walks out, boom, he's dead. And then on the other side of the map, someone tries to walk up cap by himself, and boom, he's dead to someone playing all the way back on site with a M4 because he's trying to clear all these angles. Now you're in a 3v5 and you're throwing the round because you're just walking out 1-1-1-1, right? If you can pack up as 2 people and just walk through connector here, guys, let's split A, right? We're through con. I'm going to smoke behind us. We're going to split A and plant for mid. Ready? The smoke pops. We come through here. My guys are coming out A ramp and palace as we're coming out connector here. Boom, we're clearing everything. You know, we're doing our job, and now we have sight. It's so easy. Oh, they're playing retake. Good game, guys. Good game. Well played, right? So those are a few tips I have against passive and aggressive teams. Passive teams, like I said, just use your head and group together and play. Aggressive teams, you really got to shut that down. You can't let them play aggressive. You can let a team play passive. It's not fun. It's not hard to play against a passive team. It's not fun for them when you're actually playing right. An aggressive team, they're gonna just like frustrate you if you don't shut it down. And yeah, so I mean, on CD side, I might do a video on how to play both styles, but I would definitely recommend being aggressive on CD side. Playing it like T side is actually an advantage sometimes. But yeah, if you guys made it to this far in the video, hit that subscribe button, check out my merch that I just released, and yeah, catch me live maybe. I'm on Twitch playing every single day on top 10 face of pugs. So appreciate every single one of you. You all have a great rest of your day, and I will catch you in tomorrow's video. Peace out.